Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, we've actually got a spring day, or spring morning. Quite nice weather, but it's going to deteriorate this afternoon. So if I don't finish this, it'll be in the shed. Well, we're back to the Velosolex 1700. I've had a couple of episodes, as you know, doing the Jaguar. I may go back to that one. I've got holiday in a couple of weeks' time for 3 weeks, so I'll probably go back to not film it, but just see what else I can do with that. So I'm going back to the Velosolex today. A few little things to show you, and so come and see what we've got to do. Well, before we start, I just thought I'd show you this. I'm just keeping this indoors at the moment. I've got this, came from France. This is the Solexine, which BP, which they used to, some of them had on the, it bolts to the front somewhere, bolts to the front wheel nut, and then that clips on there because it's only such a small petrol tank. They used to go around with this extra mix already on the side of it, and you know, a bit of a top up every now and again. So I just thought I'd show you that. I'm keeping that inside at the moment, just keep it safe, but let's show you that one. Well, I've had a bad week at work. I've done little bits and pieces. It's a case of what comes first, chicken or the egg. So I've had to try and get things done so I can get it back in the right order to get other parts in. So I've painted the frame. This was a disaster in the week. It's all dusty already. I first painted it and then lacquered. The paint went on all right, lacquered it, and I got terrible orange peel. You just feel it everywhere. And the same with the petrol tank, where this is somewhere here. That was the same, all horrible. What I've decided to do, well, eventually I had to sand that back. I didn't have any time in the week. Sanded it back, the lacquer, and re-lacquered it again. I think the lacquer was just a bit too cold at the time, so it was a bit lumpy. So that's okay now, that's good. The petrol tank, I thought, well, I'll just quickly go over it. It's not bad. But as I say, I did feel this major dent down here, but it's still got these little dents. So I thought, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bite the bullet. I've bought a new one of those, so that's going to come, because I'm going to put these guards around it. Just seems a shame, doesn't it, to have a dirty old petrol tank. We might as well start from new. I've got a new exhaust pipe coming as well. So before we start, I'm just going to show you one bit I did. This was just basically sanding down and painting. There was nothing to it, but I've actually wanted to save the lock and get it to work again. So just watch a couple of clips which I've done sometime in the week of getting this lock out, and then I'll let you know what I'm going to do with that later on. So come watch these two little videos like early on in the week, and then I'll be back to you. Right, before I start the sanding down of this tube, so this is the only bit that will be painted with just normal spray paint. What I wanted to do, so I could just, you know, mask off this lock and everything, but there's a video as a subscriber of mine, and I think I do subscribe to him, and it's called Classic Restorations 49, where he restored a Velosolex 380. So this is going to be done a couple of days before I actually start sanding this down, but I just wanted to get this lock out. He has got a video where he shows you, he's actually going to send me some blank keys. He's got some on eBay, so he's going to send me some blank keys, and there's a way of cutting the key so that it will start working again. So that'd be great if we can actually sort of salvage that this lock. So the first thing I'm just going to do, apparently I've already tapped that there, and we need to drill down no more than 5 centimeters or millimeters, otherwise you will damage the lock itself. So you just gently, this is the little locking pin here, so we need to drill this one out first. So I'll see how this goes. Take this gently, because you don't really want to, if you go through the lock, you've had it. Okay, let me gently get on and do that. I say no more than 5 millimeters. I think I've done it about 4, so just to be safe, but I'm going to take that down and see how we get on. Right, so that's down 5mm, and just clear some of that out of the way. And if we use this, hopefully we might be able to pull this lock out now. Hopefully. There, oh, there we go. There we are. So there's the lock. And well, basically, if you want me to, I'll show you this, how to do this, but I don't know. I mean, this is only trial and error. But when the key goes in there, these little tabs all stick up, and the plan is to cut out the key in such a way that these all go down, which will enable that to turn, and then it locks. So hopefully, if I can just get this in there or something like that for now. Try this one. Okay, and then let's turn that. I don't know, you can't see that, but the little plunger thing is coming out there. So if that can be done, so most people have lost the keys over many years. If I can get that sorted out, I will. And so I've got some blank keys to come, which now enables me now just to completely sand this back, and we can get this painted with normal paint, and then hopefully we can actually get a lock that works, steering lock, for later on. So I just showed you this little bit now, totally different to doing the sanding down and everything and painting, but that's the lock, and hopefully we can get that to work again later on. Well, the spare keys came from France. He kindly gave me an extra one. I paid for 3, but because I was a subscriber to his channel, I'll put a link below actually. He actually restored a Velosolex and does very good reviews on it. So it was a 3800 his one, but he's given an extra key, but we're going to try that one, not today, sometime in the future. Right, so today, to get all these little bits together in the right order, I needed to get the crank and the sprocket for the chain done. Now last night I went over with some degreaser, and the actual sprocket has come up really well, but I thought, well, the plan was to powder coat the cranks here, but I've had a go at polishing with the polisher, and well, that one's still quite bad, but I might have a go over a bit more and try and get those back to a reasonable chrome rather than painting them, trying to keep them original. So I will do that a little bit later on. So my plan is, for the moment, I'd like to, so I've done, this is all powder coated, it's all covered in dirt and dust now, but I got the stand on, that's all powder coated, and I'm hoping to get to the stage where I can get this the main frame part on, and obviously I have to get the steering back in, the bearings, and then I can get the front forks on, which have been powder coated, and then at the same time then we can get these panels that go along the back bolted on. So at least I'll have something kind of standing up for the time being. So that's about all I can get together for this week. So I'm going to try and get the steering ready. That's where was that gone? Yeah, that was I powder coated that's come up lovely. I just need to clean up some of the race in there and get the bearings back in with some grease. So I'll do that first of all, get that on, and then maybe we can bolt on the forks as well, but we'll see how we get on. I'll start on the bearings to start with. Right, after knocking all the ball bearings all over the place and spending half an hour clearing them up, we're now ready to put this in. So I'm just going to put some grease around here, and then we can get the ball bearings back in there again. If I have got any ball bearings missing, it doesn't matter, because I managed to save some from the pedals the other day, which I just measured exactly the same size, so we're okay for spares. Okay, let me just quickly go around and get some grease in there, and I'll come back to you. Okay, let's start putting these in here. I did actually have 24 each at one stage, but I counted what we were left over with originally, but it could be 24. Right, okay, this is going to be boring again, so let me just go all the way around, put some bearings in there, and then we can get that sort of shaft in there. Right, so they're all in there, so we can hopefully slide this carefully down. Okay, there we are, that's okay. Now, carefully turn up the other way. And just move over again. There we are. And just do exactly the same in there again. And then we've got the little nut to go on afterwards. So I'll do the same again, put the bearings around there, and we can get the final nut on. Okay, put the final cap on here. There we go, tighten it up in a minute. Good. And it's just started raining, so at least I'm in here. Right, okay, I'll just tighten that up, and that will be that done. I'm chucking it down with rain out there now, as it said it would. So I'm going to carry on with these. We need to get these on before we can carry on with the rest of it. So one subscriber did ask just basically how I polish things like that. It's straightforward, it's only with this polishing machine. It's going to take a lot of elbow grease if I'd done that by hand, so we'll give this a go. Put a little bit of polish on there, and just keep going and going, I think. Starting to go, just a lot of extra work, and if you just go over with this one afterwards. Just getting there slowly. As I say, I'm going to carry on doing this. It would be nice just to keep them genuine without any paint on, so let me carry on for a while and see what I can do, get these best as possible. So there we go. I'm quite pleased. I think it's worth using it as the original rather than trying to paint it. I think that was worth doing, to be honest. So we need to get that on before we can get some of the other bits on. I'm still just going to clean up the spindle that goes through there as well, the axle bit, and then we'll try and get that on. Right, so I've just greased this up now, the little axle in there, that's in. So we can get the pedals on. Just make sure I've got this the right way round. So that's the front, so obviously that goes this side. Oh, excuse me, it's under the camera here, sorry. There we go, so this will go on here. Just need a little washer first in there. That goes on there. Hopefully. There we go. And then the pedal and crank. Goes into there. Move that across a bit. And then we have a spacer there. Goes on there. And finally the other crank on there. Alright, that's alright. So I suppose I better get the cotter pins in, hadn't I? So just do that, and then we carry on. Right, now this is where we're going to need 2 hands or 3 hands, but unfortunately I've only got the 2. So just need to carefully get this in here without scratching the paintwork. Okay, I think that's there. Now what I've done, I powder coated this. This is why I need to get this chain on first. This is the this is the mug guard, chain guard rather. So I've got to try and do this and get two side things on. The bolts I've polished up there now. I'm supposed to go through there, but I've also got the let me see. I've also got these side bits to go in as well. Bear with me whilst I try and sort this out. Right, okay. Sort of get in there. I've got this one in. I need to get that one through. This will steady it. Steady it. Oh, if I can keep this stand in place, and then we can get that to go through here. There we go. There's one. And out the other side. Good. Right, okay, well that'll hold it for now. Okay, right now, keep the stand from falling down. Now we can get this on, this chain guard. That goes there. And then finally the other half of this. Just try and get one of these bolts through to start with. Just get started with it. Okay. And what I've got to do, I must admit I haven't cleaned this up yet. I'm going to clean that up, and that has to fit in there as well. So let me get that cleaned up. At least we're sort of there at the moment, and then we can get that final bolt through. Just drop you down there a bit. There we go. Anyway, so finally clean that up a bit, and now this is slopped in there. We can now put the final bolt in, which will then hold all this frame together. Okay, right, so I need to tighten those up. We'll get onto the final little bit then, get these forks on, and then that'll do for now. At least we've got a bit of a bite together. Right, this is one other little thing I got from France as well. This is sort of like a engine guard, I suppose, for the rider. I think it bolts on with this, from what I'm aware. So that would fit in there, and line those. No, it doesn't. Is it? No, it's right down there. That goes in there, and I believe this would go in there, in that one, something like that, but that doesn't line up there. Okay, bear with me a minute. Actually, what we think we do, we'll come back to that one. Let's get the other side in, and it will stand up then, won't it? So here's the other one. Get that into there. Some more polished bolts. And these are awkward because these are like square nuts at the back, so I've got to start to get those. There's not much room to play with here, but let's get one started anyway. Okay, let me get those in and tightened up, and we'll carry on. It appears this guard thing, it's got its own bolts, so we don't need to worry with that. So let's just get this one in. And and it's very awkward to, well, not very awkward, but it's a bit of a pain getting these in through here and onto these little square bolts. You just have to feel your way with it. So anyway, I'm going to muck about with this for a bit. So I'll just get these in here. Right, as I say, it appears to have its own little hole anyway in here. So I'll put some new bolts in there, and the other one it's just another hole lines up down there. So there's a couple of washers on there, I think. There we go. Just a couple of 6mm bolts. Okay, get that started. And then one more. I'll bring you around. There we go. And one more down here, which just slides in there. So that's it. Yeah, so I'll get this bolt in, and that should be it. Okay, well, that's that done. There's a little bolt that holds that in there, and that one's in up there. So it was missing this before, but I managed to get that from France. So I got up to pretty much what I wanted to do today. This is pretty much the frame together now, because it was just all in bits, wasn't it? So at least it's coming together now slowly. So we'll call it a day for today. It's chucking it with rain out there, so I felt we've made a little bit of progress, so we'll call that a day for today. Well, there we go for another day. It's chucking it down with rain. Jenny's gone to bed. I might do the same in a minute, because I'm absolutely knackered from work from last week. But one thing I just wanted to mention, I told you I was waiting for the paperwork back for the registration of the Velosolex. Unfortunately, I got another letter to say they want to do an inspection on it, but all I had was a pile of bits, so it's not really a problem. They just said, well, wait till you've done it, and they were doing an inspection on it, and hopefully we can get the registration for it. That's the only sort of disappointment. But other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little bit. It's slowly starting to come together now. And until next time, you take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.